Jack, can you put your finger on what went wrong today?
No, I think that it sounds very simple, but we didn't play well, and we got beat by the better team on the day. I have no problems with saying that. I think it's important that we lose today with dignity because we've had plenty of plaudits. Me personally, the team as a group, and so I always look at myself first, and there may be aspects of the game that I got wrong in terms of how we approached it, and if that's the case, then I'll reflect upon that. But one thing I wouldn't do is be critical of my players, because they understand that individually they were below their levels and collectively, but they've been outstanding for me for a long period of time, and not to have lost the league game from the beginning of December is very good. It doesn't dampen the disappointment and the hurt from losing the game today, but we deserve to lose it, and we move on and we make sure that we bounce back in the way we have done all season.
I think that is an important thing to remember, the fact coming into this game we had won 8 of the last 9 and drawn the other, so the form was good, so it's just one of those days.
Yeah, it's important to remember, but it doesn't take away from the disappointment of losing today, and that's something that's important to stress. We had a huge travelling support through here today that we were desperate to reward. We didn't want to let them down in any way. I thought that the players didn't buckle in terms of the second half because we were in a difficult position, but we huffed and puffed without really looking at our best. And as I mentioned earlier, I can't be critical of them because what they've done for me and what they've given me over this, not just this season but prior to that as well. I've taken the blame for any aspects of the defeat today. It's important I do so. They deserve me to take that. I carry that as my shoulders. The team always falls upon my shoulders, and so as I mentioned, it hurts, it's sore. It's even more sore because we deserve to lose, but we remain in a good position, and the test is in what lies ahead, and that's the only thing we can affect, and we can affect that by winning next Saturday. And as I mentioned, every time we've lost the league game this season, and there hasn't been many, we've always won the following week, so that's what I look forward to us doing next week.
How frustrating was it given the start he made, scoring after 2 minutes to go 1-0 up?
Yeah, the start was as good as you could get away from home at a difficult venue, and it probably reflected how we feel about ourselves at the moment as a squad, and I thought we looked good at that stage. I think in hindsight, when the dust settles in the game, probably the first goal for Livingston is an important part of the game, because it gives them that momentum again very quickly after we've scored, and it's obviously an avoidable goal from our point of view. Thereafter, we didn't deal with aspects of their game as well as we should have done, and they did them very well, so it's another learning experience for us. It's a learning experience for us in terms of what we want to try and achieve this season and where we want to try and get to as a club beyond this season. So I think sometimes when I try and speak fairly calmly about things, it shouldn't be mistaken for how sore I am as well, because I don't like losing games. I don't like this club losing games. I don't like us not representing the club as well as we should do on the pitch, and we didn't do that first half in particular, and that was something that the players understand, but they know they've got the opportunity to put that right. They always do, and we've got the remaining league games to do that.
2 home games on the bounce as well, that must be quite pleasing to try and get this out of your system.
Yeah, our form at home has obviously been very good, so it's nice to go back there. But what today was another reminder of is at home or away, when you're top of the league, you become a target for teams they want, which is not a problem, but you've got to deal with that. You've got to deal with the pressure of that, you've got to deal with the intensity of the other team's performance against you. So it was a reminder today how good we have to be to win games, and we weren't today. So there's always something to learn from games. As I said, it hurts, it's disappointing, but we'll accept it with dignity and we'll move on.
What positives can you take from today's game?
I think the fact that in the second half, as I said, I thought we hung in, which is easy in that difficult position just to think the game is done. But I thought we still tried to get something from the game. I just don't think we were ever quite at it today for various reasons. So, and then beyond that, I think the positives is always you learn something from it. You probably learn more in defeat than you ever do winning games. So we go back and we'll look at aspects of it, and for me and my staff, it's always the first place I look at. It's never the players I look at first, it's always what I do, how I prepare the team, what we ask them to do within the game, and again I'll reflect on that, and if I get that wrong, the players always know I hold my hands up to that as well.
Just finally, you've already touched on it, but a big travelling support through here today, what does that mean to the team? Yeah,
it's outstanding, so it's sore for me not to give them what they wanted today, because they deserved obviously a winning performance. I think that the reaction at the end of the game was good for me as well, and for the players, because I think that was a reflection that they appreciate what the players have done in recent times. They also understand that we're going to need each other through this last period of time, because as I mentioned earlier about becoming a scalp for everybody in the league, that's what happens when we're in this position, and I think a lot of people have believed this is already done. We certainly don't in-house. It's never been mentioned. We know how difficult a league this is to win, but we will need that support through the remainder of the season. Every single game, home and away, we will need it. And the encouraging thing for me, and that's the thing that I'm very thankful for today, particularly at the end of the game, is that support remained consistent. They could have easily been critical and openly critical of the manner of the performance and the result, but they weren't. And so I thank them for that, and I look forward to us hopefully getting back to returning them with wins like we've done for the vast majority of the last year.
Jack, thanks very much.
Cheers, Jim. Good man. Thanks, man.